Good day. Hello, everyone. I am here with Tara for our morning musings that we just kind of talk with whatever comes out. We channel the messages. And Tara is someone that goes deep into the soul. She does coaching, she does healing, all of the good stuff. Welcome, Tara. Today, we decided we are going to talk about surrendering to the habit of people pleasing. This one could get really, really deep because there are so many things that we don't even realize that we do that is from our past, from, a space of, being who we need to be in all of our entirety. So, yes.
And I think too, part of it is people assume that if they stop people pleasing, they're not going to be nice anymore. And that is so our good girl conditioning. It's completely different because you could do the same action, but if you're doing it as a people pleaser, it's totally different than when you're doing it of free will.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And sometimes there's an underlying emotion there that we don't even realize that we are people pleasing.
mhm.
Yeah. And receiving that gratification sometimes is a payoff to continue to do it.
Absolutely. And I think that's such a great point. Um, Sometimes the people pleasing is to feed our own sense of worth. I was going to say ego, but sense of worth came out, which is what it is.
Yeah.
It's that I am only good if I make others happy. And so it's feeding that sense of self worth, which again, energetically, is totally different than doing it of free will.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do know I was raised to do the right thing. You help people out because it's just who we are. Yes, I believe we need to be, givers, helpers. But sometimes we don't set a boundary because we're there to people please and do the right thing. And
Yep,
often we don't realize that underlying issue. I'll call it an issue. It is
it
something
is.
within our soul that we need to address and look at to move forward.
Because each time we do that from the energy of, I'm doing the right thing, I'm being a good girl, I'm being nice, I'm being whatever words you want to use, every time you do that energetically, feather just flew by and distracted me. And I'm like, what? Um, Sorry, squirrel. Every time we do that, though, we are self abandoning and we are reaffirming that pattern of, I am not good enough unless I give of myself, unless I say yes, unless I help this person. And I believe we are all here at a soul level to be of service. So it's not necessarily that we won't help people by stopping people pleasing, but energetically, it's different. I always say to people, if you fill your cup first, then you can be of service. But so many people fill or like keep giving from an empty cup, and that energetically is completely different.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel that often we do that um, because of the expectation that has been put upon us or that we feel has been put upon us. That's two different sides too. But um, you know, people expect this of me. I used to volunteer for everything throughout my kids when they were growing up. And the expectation was there for me to always do something. So I always had to do something. I always had to do all of the things for every organization. And the expectation was there for me. So I just continued on that journey. I don't regret any of it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's we feel people expect certain things of us, so we give beyond. We give with an empty cup rather than filling our cup and then giving from that. Yeah.
And I think that's such a great point because then you also, it's like a lot of people have become that person. Like they are the people pleaser, right? And people don't call you that necessarily, but they're the, like there's, like you said, your children's school, they knew that you were the yes woman. So, like, they would come to you because you'd say yes. And so, even if things were falling apart that week, they would come to you first because you're the yes person. And so, and I think people attach to that, not seeing you, but people attach to that and they're like, well, everyone knows that they can come to me because they know I'll say yes. And then there's like ego attachment to it. And so then you feel like you can't say no because you're the yes person.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll just stay up later to do all my things and lose sleep. So then you're not feeling like it's that self-abandonment, right? Truly deep self-abandonment. You're not worthy enough to say no. You're not worthy enough to give from, a cup that's not empty.
Mm-hmm.
It's a space for us to see that we do abandon ourselves because we put other people first, something outside of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there is such a fear, and it's part of that conditioning that it's being selfish. If you, and I mean, in our society, selfish is like a bad word. It's like, oh, that person's so selfish. No, they're self caring and they're self loving and they're putting themselves first. So, not a bad thing.
Right. And
And,
there is selfishness and there's self-care. See, when I was, well, I'm a little bit older, but when I was, with at the age where my kids were younger, I did not have any self-care. I was taught doing that kind of thing for yourself is selfishness. So I bought into that as my belief. So my stuff will just come later. My stuff, I will cancel my plans because of these people, right? Um, and now I know what I know now. So it is a space that for us to honor ourselves in a deeper way and know that we're worthy to set a boundary.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
And I think, um, I don't know what did you just said something that includes something, but it's gone now. But setting boundaries is huge for people pleasers. And I think people pleasing is, we're all conditioned. We're conditioned from like day one to put everyone else first.
yep.
Like you think of the little kids at daycare or at home that have siblings, and it's like, oh, well, so and so wants this toy. Give them the toy. And you're like, but I'm playing with it. So who cares what you want? Give the toy, make the other
You
person
don't want them to
happy.
feel bad.
Exactly. And I mean, yes, sharing is good. I'm not saying don't, but at that point, if you're playing with it and you're enjoying it, then you're being taught and conditioned, oh, to be liked, to be accepted, to be loved, valued, anything, fill the word in, give what I have, everything I have to everyone else so that they feel better.
Yeah,
And that is so, so an empath pattern that leads a lot of people to burnout. Um, and especially because they feel the emotions of the other person. So they just they feel freely, but it's usually that underlying pattern. And that's why I feel so many empaths, especially because they tend to be in the service industries like teachers, nurses, social workers, all of those. That's why they burn out because they have that feeling and that drive to be of service, but they're doing it from an empty cup and they're not filling themselves
that's
first.
right. Yeah, for sure. And then we go into a job and then it's like, oh, you have to do this. It's not on my job description. No, I'm telling you, I'm your boss. You have to do it. Well, then we're pleasing just to keep our job or to get that promotion or, we don't realize those, it may seem like little things, how big they really are.
Oh, absolutely. And each time we do that, the message we're sending to ourselves is, I am not worthy. And so then we wonder why so many people have, worthiness stuff or I'm not enough or feelings of lack when it comes to themselves because we are consistently choosing others
Yeah.
over ourselves. And that reaffirms it and says to ourselves, you're not important enough.
Yeah. To stand up and have a boundary, or to, just not do this right now. Or I know, like, here's an example. Like, I feel like I'm such a deep empath. I will be doing readings and I will start crying because I know that this is where my client is coming from, or what I'm going to say is going to create that reaction in them. I feel it before the words come out. And I'm grateful for it because I allow it. It tells me what I need to know, and then I let go. And I had a client on the weekend. She goes, I'm so sorry for making you feel how you felt. And I go, no, it's not you. I said, I receive it for me to help you, give you what you need, allow you to see your worth, your value. And then I let it go because it's not mine. And it's the deep empath. And we all are empathic. It's just to what degree and how we listen to those, I'll call them emotions.
Yeah.
Um, it's huge.
Oh, absolutely. I do that. I was giggling too because I'm
Yeah,
like, I do that too. And they're like, they say the same thing to me and they're like, I'm so sorry I made you cry. You didn't. It's just, and I have no problem with allowing it to move
yeah,
through. And sometimes it's because they don't have that capacity to allow it to move through.
yeah,
And I don't know how it all works, but I'm like, I'm fine with crying. It is what it is. And that is something that the experience of losing my husband helped me with because I was like that too. And like, don't cry and don't be too sensitive because taught that as well. And then it was like, well, it's going to happen because I had to do all the things. And it was like, yeah, every bank appointment and, all the appointments, I just was like, whatever. I'm going to cry when I need to cry.
yeah,
And I gave myself that permission at that point. But yeah, it's so interesting how people are, again, that people pleaser.
yeah.
I'm sorry I made you cry. And you're like, no, you didn't.
For me, it's knowledge. It gives me knowledge. I am grateful when I feel what I feel because it gives me knowledge, and it allows me, it's like my um computer bank that says, oh, this person is sad or this, but I have a choice to hold it. I have a choice to learn something to help them with it, or I have a choice to people please with it. I'll just say it
Mm-hmm.
like that, right? Because we do. Oh, they feel bad. They feel really sad. I should help them, right? And we want to save people. It's part of how we are conditioned.
The unhealthy empath. Want to save, want to fix, want to, yep.
Yep, yep,
And like I said, I feel like that comes from because at a soul level, we all know that we're meant to be of service. And we've just distorted that as, oh, this is how I'm going to be of service. I'm
yep,
going to give of myself till I've got nothing left. And then I'm going to give some more. And so it becomes that really unhealthy pattern of, again, I'm going to use the analogy, not filling your cup first. And so many people, moms especially, um, but I don't want to exclude men because I think men do it in a very different way. Um, and I think I'm understanding more that their external is different than their internal. They are still doing it from that not enoughness too.
yeah,
Even though it may come out gruff and it may come out aggressive or whatever, a lot of times it's still coming from that lack place inside too.
yeah, yeah. And I used to be that people pleasing person so much. Like, it was ingrained in me. I still do it sometimes. I can't say that I'm 100% broken free from it. But I know where I stand, and I know when I'm choosing it, that it is because I am doing that. I may
Mm-hmm.
be pouring from an empty cup, but I'm choosing it. I know when I am. And I had a conversation, it was with one of my husband's family members, and my husband loves to help people. It's just he just likes to be I don't want to say a hero, but he will help people because he just loves he just and it's not from an empty cup. So I was having a conversation with a friend or one of his relatives, and I said, "Oh, well, Daryl can help you with that." And they go, "Can I stop you right there?" Sure. Never give up his time without him okaying it. Don't, make him do things that maybe he doesn't want to do, and value his time for him. I'm like, oh, good point. Okay. So, sometimes we say, well, give so and so a call. They'll help you, they'll save you. And yet maybe they don't want to save that person, right?
Yeah,
So there comes a time when we need to find balance within other people as well, right? Those boundaries.
absolutely.
So yeah, that's
And
my rant.
I think that's a really good point. Because energetically, when we are giving from that empty cup, we're creating discord. And when we rush in to save people all the time, we are, and this was a hard lesson for me as an empath, um, we are robbing them of that opportunity, of whatever that opportunity is for them. So whether it be, even if people are struggling, if you think of your own life, it's always the challenges that are your biggest leaps forward or your biggest lessons. And if we are rushing in and like, oh, I'll save you, I'll save you, I'll help you, I'll fix you, and you come in and you save in that people pleasing mode, you are robbing them of that opportunity. Even if that opportunity is that they have to sit in their own challenge for a while. That's a soul lesson. And who am I to interfere with someone else's soul lesson?
That's
Not
right.
my place.
That's right. And I have said that to clients before where they are worried about their children. And I will often say, maybe they're meant to have that bit of karma for their growth. Or, you know, you saving them isn't saving them.
Hmm.
We tend to want the best for the people we love the most.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is difficult to not be the savior.
Even before, when I was doing just social work and I was less spiritual, like talking about addictions and things like that with people. And I'd often have parents, how do I fix this? How do I save them? And I'd say sometimes they have to hit the bottom. They just have to hit rock bottom. And I know in my own life, there's been times where I've needed to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
And did I want someone to save me? Absolutely. Did my soul? No. Because it needed that experience to get what I was getting from it.
Yeah.
And had someone jumped in and rescued me, then I never would have learned that. And chances are, if that's the soul lesson I've come to learn, I'm going to go through it again in another way because I still need to learn that lesson because someone essentially robbed me of that by trying to save me.
That's right. And it completely stops us in our growth. It stops us in our learning. I actually said this on the way my husband and I were driving on the weekend, and I said, ain't nobody saving me. And I know there was someone saving someone and in my family. And I'm like, ain't nobody saving me. I need to figure it out. If I don't have enough money, I got to create something. If we don't have enough, our health isn't good, we need to change it, right? Like there's so many aspects of that. And, and then getting out of the people pleasing stops you from actually being in a space where if you're people pleasing, it stops you from creating as well because you're just keep going on that cycle to get
Mhm.
that feedback that way rather than on your own internally from what you're creating in life.
And I think like it stops you from growing too because if you're so busy over here people pleasing and you're not connecting to yourself and you're not spending time with yourself, then you are, yeah, not growing yourself. You are just
Right.
in a stagnant place because you're too busy with expelling your energy and everything outwards to everyone else.
Yep, very much. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I love that.
Mhm.
We could go so everything could go so many ways. So like it's just crazy. It's cool. I love it. I think that's good for today. If anyone here is wanting to reconnect or just to connect deeper to their soul on their journey, contact Tara, or like I do some too. But we have this package together that is just, I can't even explain it. It is so cool. The things that spaces we touch for people's growth and their healing, not just growth. Soul Essence Revival, and I will have it linked in the description. I know you can find it on Tara's website. You can find it on my website. And I will put Tara's contact information in the description. And yeah, so if anyone wants to connect or comment on this, like, share, please do so. And yeah,
I feel like we're going to have some people who are not going to like this lesson.
that's okay. That's
Yep.
where, and it's where we all resonate from. There's no right or wrong. And take what resonates, leave what does not. And if there's growth, there's growth. That's why we chat about these things.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you again, Tara. And I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
so much. Much love.